Here we go. I don't think I'm gonna be letting motherfuckers bite off my shit forever. What's going on, Saucy Sprouts? Welcome back to Sow Special for another impromptu special reading. I call it a reading because it's all about the present. And I didn't see it coming, but I saw it coming type of reading. And so yesterday it came to me and I figured I would go ahead and try to figure out how to get it produced today. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my deceased son, Rodney, who passed a year ago. They say it was June 27th. I don't know. But his birthday was August 17th, and I was going to do a special reading or, a connection reading with Rodney to see if he had any special messages. But it just didn't work out, so I said it's not time. But I know I had to get to the station. Something wanted me to get to the station. I was like, what is it? So this special reading is a collective reading. You could be in any house from Aries to Pisces. Take your pick. It does not have to be your actual zodiac. It could be what you're dealing with, what you're surrounded in, and whatnot. Okay, I do not know how this is going to turn out because I did not know it was going to be this type of reading. Okay, so I'm like, shoot, how am I supposed to give the message? So one of the things we're going to do, we're going to deal with some elements, okay? And that's going to be represented by plain old deck of cards, okay? And for, let's say fire, you got the Ten of Pentacles. Let me show you that. Ten of Pentacles. For earth, you have the King of Wands. For air, we have the Six of Wands, okay? And for water, Nine of Pentacles. Not a bad card. Not bad. Things are getting done. The future is here. Okay, so we're also going to deal with the compass, like geography, north, south, east, and west. Okay, for the north, you're represented by the Ten of Wands. Okay, that could be north in terms of continent to continent, from city to city, state to state, from side of town to side of town. You take your pick wherever it resonates, right? So I'm trying to get you to see more of that and not me. Okay, so for the north we have again the Ten of Wands, right? For the south we have the King of Swords, okay? For the west, the Seven of Swords. And for the east, the Ace of Wands in reverse. I don't know where that's going. Okay. For masculine, for feminine, masculine energy from left to right, please, Lord. Thank you. What are we dealing with? Okay. What are we dealing with? Talking about the please, feminine, masculine energy. I'm using my Batman cards for these energies. In reverse, we have the Two of Swords for feminine energy. For masculine energy, we have the Superman. Okay, and he is in the Five of Swords energy. Interesting. It's very serious. Okay, this is called It's a Lot. So I created some cards back in February of this year at 11:29 p.m. called It's a Lot. And I am feeling privileged to be able to use them for something now. I did use them in a couple of personal readings, but not for the station. It's a lot. Give me two, top and bottom, please. Source for the collective. Now, we have the Hamilton, okay? For the, I guess for feminine energy, I don't know. Or we're going to, and we have Christian. I know there's a lot of Christians hanging out at the Hamilton. Is that the message? I also am getting about a lot of laughter about a lot of millions. And I'm also getting, funny thing, I'm also getting something about, that's in reflection to the story of Sampson. When they were laughing at him, when he had to push that meal, it was real, 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 real heavy, and he had lost his sight. This may be referring to a lot of people named Chris. A lot of Chris's, okay, male and female. See, this says Christian, Christian. I don't know how to pronounce that. Christian, but it's T-O-N, it's not T-A-I-N. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. Interesting. Sampson came out in this. Now that, to me, is something else. Okay, now with that, a lot of people at the Hamilton, this Bible story, a lot of people laughing about money, but this too is super, it's in reverse, okay, right here. Now we know that, feeling, I don't know if somebody, is something here about not feeling quite protected, or not feeling quite protected in this, in the, like, I guess the feminine energy and the masculine energy. We got this Five of Swords and it's upright, okay? And this is like, it's like an outer impression, okay, of strength, of maturity, you know, of ability, you know, this outer strength of this superhero power, okay, this superhero power that I can show you, I can take care of it. It can get done through me, whatever it is. But it is and can be impressive. But it's external, you know, like somebody's trying to get your attention and impress you for some reason or another. But it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. I don't know why this is interesting. I would have thought it was something else, but let's go with it. Let's see. Give me 7 cards, Source. We're not going to take too much of your time. Hope you enjoyed. If you like it so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like a breakdown of this forecast, or this reading, I should say, you need to comment, okay? I don't have to know who you are. You just need to leave a comment just stating which house. Those are the ones that I would refer to. Those are the ones that I would more than likely do an extension to this reading here at Sow Special. We have the 3 of Wands overall energy here. Ooh, and that just went, I don't know if you saw that, but that just turned totally upside down. And I'm going to leave them just like they are. And the one for that I consider like the best thing that could have happened, the blessing in the situation, the thing that, the betterment of something sort of turned like diagonal. So, I don't know. So that's kind of like northeast and say southeast, northwest and southeast, northwest and southeast. Okay. What's underlining all of this energy? It's the 4 of Wands. That's a good energy. This is all about a welcome space, okay? I don't know if you're opening up something, if you're going somewhere, if you apply to somewhere, if it's a job, I don't know. But one of the identifiers is that there is always a place to go and eat and drink, okay? It's kind of like accessible. It's like right there. It's kind of like a mall, you know, when you go to the mall, and which is at 4 Wands. And there is a food court, correct? Okay, so in the South, this King of Swords is an expertise, okay? And he may be dealing with the Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups energy, okay? The Queen of Hearts energy. This may be in connection or something that's close to his heart. I don't know. This is kind of complex for me because, for one, it's kind of like impromptu. And another thing, I'm not quite sure about this Christian. There's a lot of Chris's. And like I said, this could be biblically related because I'm getting Christ as well. So it could be a lot about Christ. A lot about, I told you that Sampson story came up. Well, nonetheless, in the north, they have this 10 of wands. Up north, a lot of hard work, okay? A lot of the kind of work you don't mind doing it yourself type ability, okay? Where you feel rewarded in the end or that you are deserving once you finish, okay? Or you can look back and appreciate the hard work later on, okay? That is what's going on up north, and I can identify with that because I do know them to be that way. Okay, so in the west, okay, I don't know what side of town you're, but you need 7 of swords, okay? This is all about this, let me be discreet kind of energy on the low, or, you know, let me kind of like, you know, let me see how I can get across to you again, okay? But it's verbal. It could be, I'm sorry, it can be verbal, but it's a communication type energy. It's the 7 of swords. It's like text and email and stuff like that. But it's one of those, let me see how I can come across again. This is show and tell, and this is just telling. You know what I'm saying? You get my drift, okay? So in the east, I don't know if you live east, you going east, you east of the continent of the USA, I don't know. You in the wands reverse energy, okay? So you may feel a bit stumped. You may, you're not able to get some things off, or roused Chris's or Christians, Christ type people who believe in Christ. For some of you, this is like, it's a lot of people who believe in Christ, because we have this King of Swords here who are not motivated, you know, and you have to do something to impress them. Or it's a lot of Christ-like per se, or Chris's that you want to impress, because something is not getting off the ground, and you may think this is the hots, you know, you may think this is the shit, you know, and they like, I'm not moved. I don't know. But in the fire energy, speaking of this, because I can see a little fire in Superman's 5 of Swords. You have this 10 of Diamonds, okay? This is all about wealth, building wealth and influence and affluence and, more about affluence really, because this is really about building dynasties and estates and things of that nature, okay? You may be studying this. It's a lot of money, you know, and this laugh could be like, ha ha, I finally figured it out. You know, now I know, you know, how to make them millions, how they make all those millions. In the King of Wands, which we attribute to the earth energy, you got your Taurus and your Capricorn and your Virgos in this, but it's very futuristic. So this is in preparation for something that you have an ability to master, you know, even teach, okay? It's something that deals with assisting others, okay? In the water, is this water? No, air energy, you in these 6 of Wands, okay? You in the 6 of Wands, okay? And this is about notoriety, being popular, getting a lot of attention, you know, or just being recognized, highly recognized, okay? Highly recognized. All right, you Aquariuses, you Geminis, you Librans. And then here we are with the 9 of Pentacles, which is attributed to water. We know who that is, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You are really pretty much in an independent state of mind and possibly ability, you know, or you're thinking about how to do that, because a lot of times the Nine of Pentacles is really, to me, it can represent like the single empress. She has no mate. It's like the opposite of, she probably supposed to have been an empress, you know, or he's probably supposed to have been, he masculine, so probably supposed to have been abundant, like an empress, you know, have all the lovely things of life, but for whatever reason, maybe life went left. I don't know. You had to do the 9 to 5 to try to be independent. You know what I'm saying? But you know your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're capable of. And I keep feeling like some of you are going to be selling to Christians. That's where your money's going to be at. See, people thought the gospel, the Christian role was going to be slow, but it is vastly growing. The gospel music is. People are buying that. It's real hip, thanks to hip hop now. You know, thanks to them being open-minded. So, you know, people was laughing a lot about the money that they would, you know, I remember I also had a reading some while back about that controversy that they had back in the day about whether or not hip hop should be in Christian music. And that's why Kirk Franklin will forever be a revolutionary in gospel music, because really him first, and Mary came along and kicked them doors open. And look at it today. Now it is a great interest. Now you got TD Jakes making cold movies. Okay? All over 3 of Wands, okay? So we're waiting for assistance. We're waiting to be helped here. Pick it, you know, pay attention to what I'm saying so you can make it fit. Because there's a lot of options here and choices to be made, you know, about, I guess, these Christians and these Christians. And that's on the masculine energy, where this 6 of Wands, the 6 of Wands and the 9 of Diamonds, you know, that to me, that's Cancer. 69 is Cancer. Okay? And it leads right into how to be notarized, how to make an impression and get recognized, okay? Can you give me some information source on this Christian? Can you break it down? Because it's a lot. That's the title of this reading. That's what's going on right now. You know, some of this stuff may be a future omen. I don't know. We got the Joker here. This is kind of like, to me, I put it in the mind of the Fool in Rider-Waite and other tarot. The Joker is here, taking a chance. I don't know what you're taking a chance on, you know, because the Fool is really kind of like a loner and an independent type of person. It'll come and go in a minute, you know, but you're taking a chance on this feminine. This feminine's taking a chance on, oh my goodness, Sampson and Delilah. Didn't I say that? This is, whoever doing this is cold. But I don't know if this is real. Is this real life shit? Or somebody may be, I don't know. Somebody may be really living through this. Sampson and Delilah. Or it's something about this story to be sold. It's a lot of money to be made, okay? So you got this 2 of Cups in Batman energy in reverse. See that? Look at that. Impression, seduction. How should we do it? You know, especially if it's Christian film. How we relay this without not being too showy. You know, we got to have the talk. Okay? So you have this 8 of Swords as the entry energy of what's going on now, what to be expected. And this is like figuring out the route to go, which is what I've been saying all along. It's a lot of money to be made. It's a lot of influence here. So that means you have influence, okay? And you know what you're talking about. This is your field, okay? You know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's something here about stroking that ego. If you don't know the story of Sampson and Delilah, I suggest you go find it out. I can't tell you what book it's in. I want to say Samuel. but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've dedicated my memory to the Bible after so much pain, but that's another story. So anyway, it's all coming from these options. There's a lot of ways to go with this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people we can choose to play that role. This is very interesting to me. And I may have to stop here because I don't want to run out of this. If this is getting juicy. I don't know if I want to stay here or not. Because I could do a part 2 and try to see. Okay. So, if you want to support this channel, Cash App Side Seed Sprouts 19. Cash App Side Seed Sprouts. I don't know if 19 is on there or not, but I know it's not. Sprouts. And this is very interesting because there's something here about this. I don't know if this is like, this is a very popular story or this, you know, this could in real life. Remember he was pushing that mill. He was blind, they put his eyes out. It's making him work real hard. Things that's supposed to be unbearable. Testing his strength. You know what I'm saying? A test of your strength, you know. Even here, I don't know what's going on here. You know, there is a little, you know what I'm saying? The Joker takes chances, even with his life, when it's something that he want to do. I mean, just have that kind of faith, okay? And it's underlying energy. I don't know if you're hoping that you be welcomed or that you know you're going to be welcome or you know what I'm saying? This could be something being built from the ground up, but maybe you've had an answer already. Maybe you had a dream. Maybe you went to a psychic reader, an intuitive, and they told you was going to be successful, so you already know. That's why I tell people you cannot have faith without sight. I do not know where they got that from. It's impossible. What are you going to have faith in if you don't have some sight? Sometimes you got to come to me. Sometimes you go within yourself. Sometimes you go somewhere else. Sometimes you go from a message. I don't know. It's all around. Pick all your choices, okay? But you cannot have faith without having some type of sight. You got to know what the hell you having faith in. What are you waiting on? What are you working toward? If you don't see it, it just please make sense. Okay. Anyway, here we have the conflict in the 5 of Swords, and it's in reverse. And this is about internal impression, you know, if kind of like me and others as artists, as cosmetologists, we say, if I don't like it, it don't matter if nobody else likes it, okay? I got to be impressed with it myself. Or you may be impressed by something and you thinking on it, same thing. It could be internal, external, impression. But these people could be at the Hamilton. You know, and Hamilton has other hotels outside of just the Hamilton itself. Let's see what's going to help the issue. Is this 5 of Cups, and it's in the reverse. Okay, I'm going to leave it here, I think. But somebody's going to have to let go, or somebody's going to have to let bygones be bygones. You know, somebody's going to have to be willing to hopefully try to bridge the gap. It's a lot. And thank you for tuning in to another Sow Special Side Seed Sprouts impromptu special reading. Again, if you want this to be broken down into houses, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, on and on to Pisces, you need to leave me a comment, let me know which house. Just say what house. You don't have to have a conversation. Just say Taurus. Just say Virgo. Just say Gemini, whatever. All right? And to the next one, peace and one love. Some of that shit that you did. Now my past is just a bridge. Try to